Who is or was your favorite superhero? I don't know if you still watch cartoons or not, or maybe there's so many movies out now with superheroes in them. But who was your favorite superhero? Was it Batman? Was it Superman? Was it the Green Lantern? Was it Wonder Woman? Who was your favorite super? I had a lot because I watched the Justice League growing up, and I wanted to be Superman, the Man of Steel, and even some athletes would walk around like this, going like this, like I'm the man. And I think that kind of programmed me to think that as a man, I needed to be the man. I need to be the superhero and rescue everything. But the truth is this: I am not a hero, but we all do need a hero. And that hero is Jesus Christ. And that's what we're going to talk about today in this episode of Connecting Faith and Life. Here we go. Hello, everybody. I'm Mr. Brown with Proclaim Ministries, helping connect faith and life. And funny story, this week I got a package in the mail from a school in West Virginia. These kids have been watching my videos, and I read some of the letters, but I'm going to take time to really read the letters. But on the front, on the address label, it said Mr. M.R. Brown. And Evan looked at it and was like, they misspelled your name, because my name is Mr. Brown, M-I-S-T-E-R, last name Brown. For those who don't know that, I am Mr. Brown. And this is Proclaim Ministry. This is Connecting Faith and Life. And I'm grateful to be able to make this program, or all our content, to help kids and teens connect faith and life and to equip the adults who disciple them. And today's episode is really about equipping the adults in a way that's not about the X and O's, not about, running plays or how-tos. It's more about you. And specifically, it's more about men. This episode is really for the men. Now, I'm not saying women can't learn from this, but I want to talk to the men, because this idea of hero kind of struck me as a kid. And the reason I'm bringing up the word hero, because this week, as you're listening to this podcast, we publish this podcast on a certain day. But yeah, so if the day we publish this podcast, we're actually doing a vacation Bible school at Valley Christian Church, and the theme is hero. And the idea that Jesus is the hero, not me, not you, and we all need a hero. But I grew up with this idea, I want to be the hero. I want to rescue people, but I need to be rescued. As a matter of fact, there's a song by a group called, what is their name? A Wren Collective, called Rescuer. He's our rescuer. One of my favorite songs to listen to. He's our rescuer, because he rescued us from the dominion of darkness and translated to the kingdom of his dear son. And that is in Colossians chapter 1, verse 13, I believe. But someone talk about this idea of rescue and hero in this short episode of Connecting Faith and Life. Because what I'm going to do to end this episode is share a video with you I made about 2 years ago. I went on this little, I want to say rampage. That's not the right word. The season where I was making videos for men. I just went in the studio, I had some ideas I'm a man, I can speak to men too. Although our ministry is really focused on helping kids and teens connect faith and life, but we also want to equip the adults who disciple them. As you are discipling kids and teens, whether you're a grandparent, a grandfather, whether you are, speaking of fathers, happy Father's Day. This is being recorded the day before Father's Day, so you might be seeing it after. No, it'll be published the day before Father's Day. Anyway, happy Father's Day. And when you say Father's Day, it may have a lot of mixed emotion for a lot of people, because maybe you didn't have a dad growing up, or a dad that was in your home. Maybe you had a dad that was in your home who was complacent, who wasn't really engaged in your life. But maybe you're a father now. And so I want to encourage you, whatever season you're in, if you didn't have a dad growing up, or a present dad, and you're a dad now, hey, lean into that. Lean into the fact that you get to be a dad. That's what I do. Lean into the fact that I get to be a dad. And when I tickle my kids or mess with them, I'll go, Dad. I love it. And when I make bad dad jokes, they roll their eyes. That's a win. If they laugh at me when I make a bad dad joke, or laugh with me, it's still a win, because they're laughing. And I love being a dad. So happy Father's Day to all you fathers who are fathers out there. But going back to my idea that no matter where you are as a man, if you're helping kids, guess what? You need help too. And even the part of equipping adults who disciple kids is part of your discipleship is your own walk with the Lord. That I want to help give you content to help you grow, help you flourish. Because if you're flourishing and helping other kids flourish, everybody flourishes. Everybody's growing. And so I started making these videos for men, and I'll put a link in the description directly to all those videos. You can watch them on our app or on our website. They're not public right now, but hey, they're available for you, and hopefully they can encourage you. But I want to share with you a video that I talked about the fact that we need to be plugged into the source. Jesus is the hero. He is the source, and it's not us. As a matter of fact, in John 15, he says, without me, you can do nothing, which I'll talk about in the video. So I'm not going to talk about that now. But right now, before I show you the video, I want to share a Bible verse with you that kind of helps me remember that, because as I'm running this race, as we're running this race for the Lord, to keep our focus on something. Yes, we're running a race, we're running for the Lord, but our focus needs to be somewhere and not on ourselves as being the heroes, but on God. Look what it says in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. I'll read both of those. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." He gives us instructions how to run this race, right? There's the things we need to lay aside. And the witnesses he talks about, I believe, is in chapter 11, talking about all the people went before us. And I think, I don't know if they're cheering for us, but I kind of have this idea that they went before us and they can be role models. They can be instruction for us to learn from. But he goes on to say this: looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. So as I'm running my race with endurance, I'm running my race, I am setting my eyes, I'm looking to Jesus, the author and perfecter of my faith. And I like that. He's the author of our faith, and he's the only one who lived it perfectly. That he lived it in the perfect way, and he set an example for us on how to live. Back in the day, we used to wear those wristbands that says, the wristband should say, "What would Jesus do?" Well, I need to live as Jesus and stay connected to him as my source. And so the title of the video that I'm going to share with you in a moment is "I Ain't Got This." I ain't got this. I know in sports and you're performing, it's something in our culture says, you got this, you got this. And I think we should do our best. But I am not waking up every day going, I got this, because I ain't got this. I need help. I need a hero to save me, not only from my sins from all eternity, but daily. I need to depend upon him. Because as we're going to learn in John 15, without him, I can do nothing. I need to stay connected to the source. He is the hero. He's the one I focus on. Again, verse 2, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross. He defeated death and sin on the cross. And that wasn't easy. He suffered, he bled, and he died on the cross for me and for you. And because of that, I can have my sins forgiven. And not only that, I have the power to live this life through him. Why? Because he's the founder and perfecter of my faith. He says this: "For endure the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God." He conquered it all, and he is my source. I need to stay connected to him and not myself. So it's the idea of hero, whether you liked Superman, whether you like Batman with utility belt, the Green Lantern with what's a whole bunch of them, the Hulk, right? You turn into a rock. I think, he turned into a rock. There was another one called, there's so many superheroes out there, but our hero, our focus should be Jesus. So hope you enjoyed this video. And before I finish, I want to say thank you to all our Proclaim partners. We are getting a lot new partners joining the ministry who are donating $5 a month to help this ministry go forward. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm overwhelmed with gratefulness. Have gratitude because so many of you who I've asked personally to donate to this ministry said, thank you for asking. So if you listen to this podcast and I got your phone number, I may give you a call. I may shoot you an email. Say, hey, can you become a Proclaim partner to help this ministry grow? So thank you for your donations. Thanks for being a part of this ministry. And I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. And again, I'll put a link in the description to all the other videos I made for men. And men, if you want to hear more, if this is encouraging to you, I would love to create more videos. It's not highly edited. It's just me talking, opening up the scriptures and talking about just walking with the Lord as a man, because there's some complexities I think that we have as men, because we've been fed so many ideas, and women are too, but I think I can speak as a man, that so many ideas of what I should be doing, who I should be doing it for, how I should be doing it. And I think I need to make sure that I stay connected to source, and that source is Jesus Christ. I ain't got this. I need Jesus to be my hero, and so do you. I ain't got this. I ain't got this. I know it's not proper English, but what I'm saying is I do not have this life all figured out. I cannot do this on my own. I have to stay connected to the source. As a man, sometimes I feel like I have to have it all together. I look around me, see other men who I think look put together, they got under control, and I find myself comparing myself to other men. I had a few male role models growing up, didn't have one in the home. My grandfather was a good role model, but he passed away when I was in 9th grade, when I really started trying to figure out who I was and who I was going to be. Some of my role models back then were the rappers or the athletes, and some of their lives were just jacked up. And I think so many times as a man, I find myself looking around trying to find out who I should be, where I should be. But the truth is, as a follower of Christ, the gospel changed everything. that my new identity has changed. My new focus has changed. And I need to make sure I'm looking to the one who is the source for all things. That I don't have this. Kind of reminded me this time I went to speak and I brought my own equipment to this event. I usually bring my own equipment and bring my projector, my screen, because sometimes I don't know what the venue is going to have. So brought all my stuff together. We got the screen set up, hooked up the projector, and nothing happened. Nothing at all. And I thought, man, did I break the projector and travel? Because it was the first time we traveled with it on an airplane. And like, man, did I break the projector? Plugged into the bottom plug, nothing. Went to another plug, nothing. And I'm like, man, what are we going to do? And then I thought for a minute, let me see something. I walked to the other side of the room, plugged it in. Guess what? It worked. The projector wasn't the problem. It was the source. I was connected to a source that did not work. And a lot of times in my life, I find myself being tempted to rely on myself as the source for all things. It's the source for my finance, for my income, for my family. Matter of fact, one day I was praying and I thank God for taking care of the family when I was gone. God takes care of the family anyway. Like, it's not me. And I need to rely on the source. So I want to encourage you with this idea that if you're feeling the same pressure that I feel, like I got to do this, I ain't got this, you ain't got this. We got to stay connected to the source. In John chapter 15, Jesus talks about how we need to be connected to the source. I am the vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and from every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. Already you are clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. Verse 4, abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me, and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. And I think about that all the time, those verses 4 and 5, like that image of being connected. And two things. Number one, I have to stay connected to bear any fruit. Secondly, I don't have to produce fruit. I get to bear fruit. God is working in me to work and to do his good pleasure. I don't have to grit myself and muster up all my effort to do it. Now, I should work, but I need to work through his strength. Like my projector. I was trying to get that projector to work, but guess what? It wasn't connected to the proper source. Same thing's true for us. I need to make sure I'm connected to the source. How I run my business, how I run my family, how I do all things that I do, how I contribute to the world is based on abiding in him, checking with him. As I talked about in the recent men's breakfast, that the idea that, when I turn and face the world, I know who I am before I turn and face the world. Know what my identity is, who I am in Christ before I face the world. And part of it is making sure I'm connected to the source, and he is the source for all things. So I want to encourage you, if you're struggling like I was, to really be trying to do my own thing. Take a deep breath and understand you are not the source. It is not. You know what? That's a sense of freedom. I feel more free now that I'm not trying to do it all on my own, trying to produce all this fruit, because I can't do it on my own. I need to sit back and rest in him. Again, not being lazy, but understanding my power comes from him, because apart from him, I can do nothing. Apart from him, you can do nothing. So I don't have this false bravado. I got this. I got it all together. Look, I'm a weak, feeble man who who desperately needs Christ to lead me, to abide in his power, in him, that I can live a life that's pleasing to him. Because I'm created by God and for God. He saved me for his purpose. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. I'm his workmanship, creating Christ unto good work, that God has before ordained I shall walk in this. The work that God has for me, it's based in him, not in myself. So I ain't got this, you ain't got this. Stay connected to the source and abide in him.